Obviously not a surprise. We had odds on this, by the way, guys, to show you that no one was surprised by this. ESPN Bet had it at minus 50,000 that he would be the number one pick. So what we just discussed it, his fit there. They won't have Kyrie Irving to start the season, but this is a team that just a season ago was in the NBA Finals, and now they add a player that could be a generational talent at the very top of the draft.
Well, when you look at that, and I hear people say they won't have Kyrie Irving to start the season, but, Alan, we've seen a lot of Kyrie, and we know how much he loves to prove people wrong. He tore his ACL 9 months prior to when the season will start. I would not be shocked.
Oh, Corey breaking
to
news.
see.
Wow.
Well, again, we know Kyrie. We know how he likes to prove people wrong. And again, Dallas may go in and say, hey, listen, we're going to slow play this. We're going to hold you back. But in knowing Kyrie Irving, I think he's gunning to be back when the ball is tipped to start the season. I know Dallas will go out and try to bring in a veteran point guard, but I don't know that this is going to be a January, February return for Kyrie like so many different people are reporting.
Now, guys, this is what's significant also about him joining a veteran team is because he reclassified. He's 18 years old. He's the second youngest number one pick in draft history. Only LeBron James, who's, I think it's a difference of 10 days.
Yeah, LeBron's
younger.
birthday, I think, was the
Ron
30th.
is December 30th, and Cooper's December 21st.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So when you have, like, LeBron James went into a situation where he had to be great for a team that wasn't great. Cooper Flagg is extremely young, but he's going to a team, like we were just talking about before, he doesn't have to carry them. He doesn't have to be the face of the franchise. How big of a benefit is that, not just for him or for the Mavs, but for his development? Because we've seen a lot of young guys get eaten up in this league early on.
He's going to take what the defense gives him. He's going to fit the role that he needs to, depending on the lineup that he's playing with. I think the biggest thing is the locker room he's going into, because he's going into a locker room with veteran players that have kind of been in his situation, like an Anthony Davis, like a Klay Thompson, like a Kyrie Irving, to help him navigate that transition. I think a locker room is so important for a young, talented player like him.
He's also got, I think, a coach who's been through this before himself. Young coach, tremendous expectations when he came into the league. Has done everything he's accomplished as a player and as a coach, a Hall of Famer. Obviously talking about Jason Kidd. And again, going back to that versatility, so many things, so many times with young players, you tell them, you don't have to go in and score 12 points. Like, just go in, don't do anything. In this case, he can get some rebounds. He can defend. He can make passes. He can contribute in 4 or 5 different ways that so many young players don't know how to do that. They think, well, I got to go in, I got to score points right away because I was a high draft picker because I'm getting a chance to play. Cooper Flagg has the poise to let things come to him.
Now the pick is in for the Spurs. And, Corey, we were talking about this earlier as well. What San Antonio does with this number 2 pick has got your attention. Why?
It really is telling, because when you think about Dylan Harper, who is a projected number 2 pick, if you take him in San Antonio, while you made the big move to get De'Aaron Fox, and you have Stephon Castle, who was the Rookie of the Year, you have a backcourt that is set for the future in San Antonio. Drafting at number 2, PJ drafted number 2 once. And that was a guy who was an all-time great by the name of Kevin Durant. Mm-hmm. When you draft number 2, you're not looking to draft a reserve. And so Dylan Harper, in my opinion, isn't the best fit for San Antonio. And I believe if they do take him, he could very well be a piece to going out and getting the biggest fish of all is Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is open-minded to listing the trade offers, which is the first time we've ever seen that from him in his 12-year career.
So it is still something that's on the table, though. There has been reporting that Giannis has not said that he wants to leave. The Bucks are telling teams that are calling, we're not trading him. But Giannis has said that he wants to see where the franchise is going. There's no Dame Lillard, obviously, next season because he's one of the 3 players that popped his Achilles during the playoffs. So it still is a possibility that something is on the table for Giannis Antetokounmpo, especially if for the Bucks there's an offer that they can't refuse, as they used to say in this town.
And I understand all that, and I'm going to ask PJ this. Dylan Harper, 6'6", physical, could be a good defender, has a floor game. a terrific passer, high basketball IQ. Does that sound like a Spurs player?
Absolutely. I think he fits the Spurs profile, and that's always been something that's very important. I can't tell you how many times in that draft room, RC or Pop or Sam Presti in his day, so many guys that have gone on from that draft room, and at some point somebody's going to say, can he be a Spur? Corey knows what that entails. I think Dylan Harper can be a Spur. Now, you talk about Giannis, there aren't a lot of teams who have enough firepower to give back to Milwaukee to get Giannis. It's a short list. So, I mean, you got to realize, hey, we're one of the ones that can make this deal. To do it, we're going to have to give up a lot of valuable pieces that we really like. But what we're getting in return is Giannis.
And that's the thing. If the Spurs are win-now mode, because we know that window is short. You've got Victor Wembanyama on his rookie deal. Of course, you'll continue to extend him. But this is the opportunity to go in and bring in a guy who makes $60 billion a year. But you have so much draft capital. Plus, the Spurs have 2 lottery picks.
Yes.
They've got 2 and 14 in this draft alone. Plus, they have veteran players that, if it's Milwaukee, would listen.
All right, the pick is in. Adam Silver at the podium.
With the second pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Dylan Harper from Rutgers University.
Bobby Marks, player profile.
Dylan Harper, a big combo guard with an advanced skill set. Harper plays at his own pace and gets to his spots. He is a creative scorer who gets into the paint and finishes in traffic. Harper is a smart passer who thrives in pick-and-roll situations.
And you hear the cheer here in Brooklyn. Why? Well, he's a local kid. Yes, played at Rutgers. Also, his high school ball, Don Bosco Prep in New Jersey as well. And so there it is, Corey Alexander. It is Dylan Harper. It does not fill a need positionally for the Spurs, but you could argue talent-wise that's the next best player in the draft, couldn't you?
You absolutely can argue that. And Dylan Harper is an elite talent. I believe he can be an all-star at the NBA level. And when you look at that, I believe that he is a great leverage piece as well. So to PJ's point, he absolutely can be a Spur. He fits the profile. And if he is going to be the third guard in your backcourt, you're going to have an elite backcourt. But if he can be a piece that goes and gets you Giannis Antetokounmpo, now you are in the mix to win a championship right now.
I would be interested. Do you think you could get Dylan Harper? What else would the Spurs potentially have to give up? Oh, we've got a visitor.
Yeah, we can talk about that later. We're going to talk
Cooper
about
Flagg
baby
is going to
boy
join
first.
us here right at the table as we get them right off the stage. And the number 1 pick in the draft is going to put the headset on. He's got the Dallas Mavericks hat on his head. And he's joining us right now. And Cooper, first and foremost, congratulations. Second, is there an exhale once you hear your name and you know this process from lottery night to now is complete?
Yeah, definitely. There definitely is. And thank you, first of all. But, yeah, there definitely is a big sigh of relief. It's over, and we can kind of move on and get into the next stages. I'm really excited for.
When you look at – go ahead, Peter.
Go back with me and tell me the truth. When did you start thinking I can be a number 1 pick in the NBA draft? How long ago?
Honestly, for me, 2-3 years ago, I think as I got into high school more, got down to Florida and started playing against and practicing against some high competition every single day, that was when I started to, realize that dream could be a reality.
You look at the team you're going to right now.
I can't hear you.
I said you look at the team you're going to right now with the veteran players. What does that mean to you to be able to be part of a team where you have these all-stars to learn from and grow with?
Yeah, I think it's incredible. I feel like I have a chance that not a lot of guys in my position have had. So I feel really, really blessed for that. And then just to be around those type of guys every single day, in the gym, whatever it is, just to be able to learn. I want to be a sponge. I want to learn as much as I can. So I'm really excited for that.
I'm going to show you guys this picture. So this is my Cooper Flagg. So, PJ, to your question, this is when I knew he could be the number 1 pick in the draft, when he was playing with a mask on. But this young man, when I tell you, has taken the defensive end of the game so serious ever since I met him in the 7th, 8th grade. But what you've done in the last calendar year, from the McDonald's game to now, you've grown so much as an offensive player. Can you do that again? Can you make another jump like that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, for me, it just comes down to the work. You know, putting the hours in, getting that confidence, and then just trusting myself. I mean, Coach Shire had so much trust in me right from the jump of just putting the ball in my hands and kind of just letting me figure it out. So I think that was part of it. And then I think, like I said, just putting in the work, continuing to gain more and more confidence, and then I think the rest will figure itself out.
Well, congratulations once again. And again, we've seen this coming for quite some time, but we're glad that we're finally here.
Thank you.
And now Mom can take a deep
You definitely can. Thank you, guys.
All right, we look forward to covering you a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And it has to be that's obviously that exhale, because, you know, like, you know what you know, but you also, as I think, Corey, you said, his mom said, you don't want to jinx it. But
let me tell you this.
In
Al.
reality, the lottery balls fall the way they fall, and he's not thinking, you know, he's thinking Utah, Charlotte, maybe. You know, he played in the Carolinas. He's going to a totally different situation, and from that lottery night on, his mindset had to have changed.
But Seth and I are at the Combine. The Combine happens the night after the lottery. I'm walking down the hallway into the building. Kelly and Ralph Flagg are walking out. I see Kelly. I say, congratulations. Dallas is a great spot. Nico Harris is my guy. Jason Kidd is my guy. And she said, Corey, I don't want to go to Milwaukee. And that's her biggest concern, is will he actually be able to go play in Dallas because, of course, of the Luka Doncic trade.
Yeah.
And with Giannis before that saying that he was open-minded. But I do believe that Cooper will start his career in Dallas, and I think that he will be a huge piece of what can be a championship contender.
PJ, has there ever been a quicker recovery from what seemed like a franchise and almost ruined what they were doing after the Luka Doncic trade compared to tonight, where they filled the arena with a watch party in Dallas?
Well, no, because he takes it to a whole nother level, but they were going to be pretty damn good anyhow, I'll tell you. Nico did not get credit for a lot of good things that happened with the Luka Doncic trade. I'll tell you, we missed the point, Alan. We should have made the point to him. What was it like, agonizing or exciting, watching the lottery?
Yeah.
Figuring out where you're going to go. I mean, he basically knew he was going to be a one. What did it feel like there, finding out what team was going to be your team? You had no control over that whatsoever.
All right, just getting started here at the NBA draft. The first two picks are in. Cooper Flagg goes to Dallas. Dylan Harper to the Spurs. The Sixers on the clock. They will be making a pick shortly as the clock has hit zeros. The NBA draft brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Protect the stuff you love with Renter's Insurance. Visit progressive.com. So the Sixers are in an interesting place right now. The pick is in because Ace Bailey is somebody that you would think would go there, but he did tell the Sixers he did not want to give them a workout. That doesn't necessarily mean they won't take him. But where the Sixers are, even as a franchise, is also something to keep an eye on here, guys.
It really is. And when you look at the Sixers and their roster, I believe the way that Ace Bailey and his representatives looked at it as this may not be the best fit for him in his NBA debut. And so, but it wasn't just the Sixers that they didn't go. They didn't visit anyone. And again, Ace made it very clear. It was just about basketball, keeping his head down, grinding, becoming the best player that he can be for whomever takes him.
Well, a lot of it had to do with injuries, but
let's pause a second here, Coach. Adam Silver with the third pick of the draft.
With the third pick in the 2025 NBA draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select VJ Edgecombe from Bimini, Bahamas, and Baylor University.
Bobby Marks, player profile.
VJ Edgecombe, an elite athlete with a budding skill set. Edgecombe is an explosive leaper who finishes through contact, a capable spot-up shooter who has a nice overall touch, is an aggressive on-ball defender with good instincts.
All right, now, is this a surprise, or is this something that you felt like any of you? I'll let you just jump in right now, because Edgecombe is somebody that felt like really skyrocketed in the mocks since the lottery.
I think he's a good fit for Philadelphia. He's a two-way player. He can defend. He's a world-class athlete. He's terrific in transition. He can play besides a Tyrese Maxey and a John McCain. I think he's an interesting prospect, Corey, with huge upside.
I agree. I believe he's an elite competitor. I think that's what teams love most about him, and I think that's more what Philly needs. And that's what makes him a great fit for the 76ers.
A good call there. And joining us right now, a great fit, I would think, no matter who drafted him, Dylan Harper comes from NBA royalty, of course, family connected. Of course, father Ron Harper with several championships, and San Antonio Spurs. That's a pretty exciting franchise right now with 2 years ago getting Victor Wembanyama, a Rookie of the Year last year, and now you. How do you feel about that?
Man, I feel great. I mean, I'm just ready to get into a winning program, and I mean, I'm trying to get that winning culture back to San Antonio.
Dylan, what do you think the things that you need to work on the most to get to that next level, to be successful, even as a young guy in the NBA?
Definitely for me, just, learning every day from vets and guys like that. And just because I'm 19 years old, I just got drafted. I don't know much about the NBA as much as the vets do. So just taking every day and just learning and just keep my ears open all the time.
That's a great attitude. That's going to help you an awful lot.
When you visited with the Spurs, what was the one thing you took away from that after meeting with them and working out for them?
I mean, just with them, it's a family atmosphere. I walked in there, I mean, the whole facility is you're all together from the weight room to the training room to the basketball court. Like, it's all one big thing. Every wall is open. So just the family atmosphere and just the culture they have over there with the fans.
But let me tell you guys this. We talk about NBA sons all the time, right? And Dylan, of course, is one of those. But our first 2 picks in this draft were coached by their moms. Dylan will be the first to tell you that his mom, Maria, is the hardest coach that you've ever played for. Is that correct?
Ever. Hardest coach ever. Hardest coach gets on me all the time, whether I'm at home, on the court, practice, whenever.
But when you also think about that, mom played a huge role in really your work ethic. And you had the opportunity to see your brother play in the NBA. But what is it that mom instilled in both of you that have allowed you to get to this point?
I mean, there's no shortcut, she always tells us. I mean, you keep the main thing, and then you stay in the gym consistently. And, as long as you work hard for your goals, there's a chance you're going to get them.
All right, now, Coach Greenberg called you 6'6" earlier. Let's tell him the truth. How tall are you?
6'6".
All right, we're going to leave it at that.
Come on now, take care of my guy right now.
This is my young fella right here, but he also said that once he pushed the hair down, it goes to maybe 6'4.5", 6'5".
How did you get so good at reading the ball screen action? Because you are so good at reading all 5 defenders.
I think, when I was younger, I wasn't allowed to shoot jump shots. So me getting downhill and just able to maneuver stuff like that, but just watching a lot of film, I think from senior year to freshman year of college, just really locking in on film and just reading reads and stuff like that and just repping them out in the gym.
Not allowed to shoot jump shots.
Yeah, who was that didn't allow you to shoot jump shots?
My mom.
There you go.
Hey, I'm a Seton Hall guy, so it's hard for me to say this. You're a heck of a player. You're going to do really well. I wish you good luck.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, Dylan. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
And Dylan Harper, again, going to the Spurs. That's the number 2 pick in the draft. The 3 pick was in. It was the Philadelphia 76ers. VJ Edgecombe, a very interesting pick there for the Sixers. We were in the midst of the conversation about it, gentlemen, before Dylan came over. So I think, Seth, you were jumping in, or PJ was, to follow up on Corey's point about a great fit because of what the Sixers need. Type of player.
Well, he's a fantastic athlete. You're talking a young guy, but what jumps out at you when you watch him play, that wingspan, the way he can impact the game, he plays hard, passes the ball well, he can assist. I mean, he's got a lot to his game. I think it's an excellent pick, to be honest with you, from Philadelphia.
I do too, because what they need in that locker room is competitiveness. Of course, that is the number 1 characteristic that every NBA organization is looking for. And he is tied, in my opinion, for the most competitive guy in this draft class with Cooper Flag. Both of these guys are elite competitors, and both do it on the defensive end first. That's why I think VJ fits perfectly with the Sixers.
And again, that versatility, he gets assists, he gets offensive rebounds, the competitiveness, the wingspan. Tell you what, you watched OKC and Indiana, what they did going through the playoffs with that defensive pressure, with the deflections, with the athleticism. VJ Edgecombe is an NBA player.
He's one of the best 2-way players in the draft. I mean, I'm not saying athletically, he's got a toughness of Lugenstort. He's got that physicality and toughness of, you know what, I'm going to make a play on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I was watching you earlier when you said that he was the best two-way player in the draft.
Well, the
and
other
you
guy
forgot
that
about
was
you forgot about that guy that was the first pick.
Yeah,
But I give you
I
grace.
eliminate him from the conversation.
I'm giving you grace on that one, but I'm with you.
Because you talked about the fit with the Sixers, and Tyrese Maxey has really it feels like he's become the centerpiece of that team more than maybe Joel Embiid at this point, with Joel Embiid with all the injuries and everything else. Are the Sixers in the point where they need to start maybe transitioning that, where Maxey, McCain, like that's more of who they are? Is the process over in Philadelphia?
The process is not over. You just have to have a process A and a process B. You've got to have a different game plan for when Embiid is available and when he's not. And I think that would do the Sixers the best, not knowing when he's going to be available to them.
The availability part when it comes to Embiid is the biggest story there.
Yes.
And also, because of his presence physically and also who he is, an MVP, it's very difficult for a young player like Maxey to sort of take that lead role, but that's what he has to do because of the fact that Embiid's not really there all the time. Coach, how hard is that? If you're Nick Nurse, you need consistency, but your lineup changes based on whether or not the big guy is there for you on the court.
It's impossible. That's been the problem. They've had a lot of other injuries also, not just Joel, but you cannot. He's a franchise player. He's a transcendent talent, but you can't count on him because he's not there. And you got to wonder what impact that has on the other players, on the franchise in general. That's a really, really challenging and difficult situation in Philadelphia right now.
Like I know they can't do it because you can't make the money work, and no one would probably go for it. But the best thing the Sixers can do is figure out a way financially to rebuild their organization around Maxey and move Joel Embiid. I mean, you can't do it because you can't find a partner, but you don't think that, like, to move forward, can they move forward in the situation we're in right now? How hard is it,
I believe that
with the uncertainty?
Joel Embiid is such a talent.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that when we come back.
Silver at the podium.
The fourth pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Con Knippel from Duke University.
Bobby Marks, Player Profile.
Con Knippel, a pure shooter with a smart and polished game. Knippel is a crafty scorer and savvy ball mover who understands spacing. He can play at both on and off the ball, makes quick decisions, and competes at a high level defensively.
So another Duke player, and yet he doesn't have to leave the state. And Charlotte, you think about what they're building. They have LaMelo Ball. They have Brandon Miller. I love his game. And now you add Knippel, who I think it's actually a great fit there when you consider the two players he'd be in between. Do we all agree on that?
I agree on that from the simple fact that just like we talk about Joel Embiid, you also have to consider LaMelo Ball isn't readily available. So you take that into consideration. Con Knippel is a guard that can play both positions. We saw him when Cooper Flag got hurt in the ACC tournament become really a primary ball handler. I believe he had double-digit assists in that game. But his shooting ability opens up so many different opportunities for LaMelo Ball, for Brandon Miller, who was a number 2 pick a couple years ago. So I think he's a perfect fit for the Charlotte Hornets. And no surprise, Jeff Peterson goes with shooting and a guy that's in the state to be able to, hey, that boosts attendance, by the way. It's people coming from Durham to check out the group in Charlotte. Big-time shot maker, terrific playing off the ball, can play on the ball. But I think the biggest thing when you think about Charlotte, they need toughness. And this guy plays, number one, he plays off of 2 feet about as well as any player in the draft. And number 2 is he will knock your head off. His competitive spirit. We're seeing hard-playing, talented, skilled guys go at the top of this draft, and he plays as hard as any.
It's Alan Hahn here at the NBA Draft alongside Corey Alexander, PJ Carlissimo, and Seth Greenberg. We are 4 picks into the draft. Con Knippel went to the Hornets. That's the last draft. The Jazz are on the clock. And joining us in just a few minutes here, you see a lot of emotion. VJ Edgecombe from the 76ers, who took him with the 3rd pick. We see this. We get these players right off the stage, everyone, and it just starts to hit. And VJ, I could see it, and we have seen this in many years we've done this. It's okay to let the emotions flow. What are you thinking about right now?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Let's get it.
What's the first thing that's on your mind, and maybe that's what's bringing these emotions up? What is it?
I'm ready to play, man. I'm ready to go on the court. I'm ready to play.
BJ, how many different teams did you visit? Like, where did you have an expectation of where you were going to end up? Did you work out for a number of teams?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I didn't know where I was going. I'm just glad I get to hear my name get called, man. That's it. That's the main thing. I just glad my name was called. I don't know.
Describe your game, because I absolutely love you. I think you're one of the best two-way players in all of college basketball last year.
Yes, sir. That's what I am. I'm a two-way player. Someone that can lead a team also. I feel with the ball in my hands, I can do whatever I want, and without the ball, I can impact the game. I'm just an impactful player on both ends of the floor.
VJ, you have always been the underdog. You've been the guy that not everyone is talking about, whether it's playing for the world team against the USA team in the Hoop Summit. It's being on the Bahamian national team playing in the Olympics. When you think about that, how much has that underdog role allowed you to get to this point?
Man, it drives me every day knowing that people overlook me. Oh, because I don't know why, but, it drives me every day. That's what helps me get better. I live for things like that. I'm glad that people underrate me, man. I just go out and show what I can do.
Well, you're number 3 pick in the draft, brother. Ain't nobody underrating you
That's
at this point.
Enjoy the night. Congratulations, and let the emotions flow.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you a lot, man.
VJ Esco, again, the 3rd pick in the draft, the Philadelphia 76ers. The 4th pick was just made. Con Knippel from Duke went to the Charlotte Hornets. It's the 3rd time Duke has had multiple top 5 picks in a single draft back in 2002 and 2019 as well. The Utah Jazz are on the clock. Right now, we're going to take a quick break here at the Barclays Center. You are listening to the 2025 NBA Draft on ESPN and the ESPN app, presented by ZipRecruiter.
Running a business, I've learned that every missed call is a missed opportunity. Before OpenPhone, it was chaos. Missed messages, no follow-ups, no visibility. Now our team calls and texts from a shared number, tracks every conversation, and AI handles calls after hours. Over 60,000 businesses use OpenPhone, and now I get why. Plans start at just $15 a month. Get 20% off your first 6 months at openphone.com/radio. openphone.com/radio. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers.
When it's time to scale your business, it's time for Shopify. Get everything you need to grow the way you want. Like, all the way. Stack more sales with the best converting checkout on the planet. Track your cha-chings from every channel, right in one spot. And turn real-time reporting into big-time opportunities. Take your business to a whole new level. Switch to Shopify. Start your free trial today.
Here's a question. Have you ever been prescribed a medication? Most likely, yes. Well, what about this question? Did you understand how it worked? The way your medication works in your body shouldn't be a mystery. Learn how Vyvgart, efgartigimod alpha FCAB works by visiting vyvgart.com/MOA. That's VYVGART.com/MOA. Brought to you by argenx.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
This is the NBA Draft on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Darius Ace Bailey from Rutgers University.
Bobby Marks, player profile.
Ace Bailey, a confident shot maker with great size and athleticism. He has elite shooting mechanics with a high, quick, and fluid release. A gifted isolation scorer who gets to his spots and converts. His length and lateral quickness on defense allows him to guard up to 4 positions.
All right, back here at the Barclays Center with PJ Carlesimo, Seth Greenberg, and Corey Alexander. Ace Bailey does not drop. We will discuss that momentarily. We'll be joined, though, right now by Con Knippel. He is the 4th pick of the draft. He was taken by the Charlotte Hornets. First and foremost, congratulations. Second of all, do you love living in North Carolina? Because you're not leaving.
Yeah, it's great to be back in Carolina. It was a special year, and hopefully carries over next year.
Talk about growing up, and, you know, a lot of us have people outside the family that we model after. How about your mother for you growing up? What was that like?
Yeah, it's great to have parents that love basketball, and, you know, it's not necessarily just the game, but the things you learn from the game. And, you know, having that in the family, that competitiveness, that will to be better is invaluable.
God, what did you learn from the experience at Duke this year, the team that you played on, and like the many roles that you had depending on when people were playing and when people were out?
Yeah, I mean, it did a really good job of preparing me for what I'll see at the next level. You're not always going to be the best player on the floor. How are you going to affect winning? How are you going to make winning plays despite not always having the ball or always shooting the ball? What are you going to do to affect winning? I think that was the biggest thing I took away.
And you talk about taking that away. How do you affect winning? What is your biggest advice you give to your little brothers? Because you got a couple of guys following you. You got to be the example now as the old guy in the house. What's the advice you give your younger brothers as you watch them grow up hooping?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is just putting in the work, getting better every day, not worrying about the results, just worrying about the process of getting better each day.
And I had a chance to talk to your dad. I didn't talk much about him all year because I was talking about your mom. But I did tell your dad, I mean, he definitely is the second best player in that marriage. So, you know, would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think he'd tell you that too.
Con, I know you spent a lot of time watching college and ACC, but team not far away from you, NBA. Familiarity with Charlotte, and is that one of the teams that you expected, hey, good chance I'm going to end up there?
Yeah, obviously, you know, worked out for them and really got a feel for Coach Lee and Peterson in the front office. And, you know, I think that relationship was good to build that with them. But they came to training camp at Duke, so getting able to be able to see the team, see them operate was really cool.
All right, that's 2 Duke players in the top 4. A good class for Duke once again. Enjoy North Carolina. Congratulations. Thank you, Con. Okay, Con Knippel goes 4. So just to reset here, at the very top of the draft, Cooper Flagg goes to the Dallas Mavericks, also a Duke player. And the second pick is the Spurs, Dylan Harper. At the third pick, VJ Edgecombe goes to the 76ers. We mentioned Con Knippel. We just talked with him with the Hornets at number 4. And the 5th pick in the draft, gentlemen, as I'm joined by Seth Greenberg, PJ Carlesimo, and Corey Alexander, Ace Bailey goes to number 5. So there'll be no Shedeur Sanders stories in this draft tonight. But the Angels see something in Ace Bailey to make him the pick.
One thing's for certain, Danny Ainge ain't ever scared. So we know going in, if Danny Ainge recognizes a talent, he is absolutely going to take it. You're talking about the same young man that drafted Jaylen Brown, drafted Jason Tatum. Both at 3, he recognizes a talent, and he's going to go get them when he gets an opportunity to do so.
Corey, you know the situation well with Ace Bailey. Let me ask you, is that the type of environment that Ace Bailey is looking for? An environment where he could be a focal point of what they're doing?
I'll answer your question with the question. Who is the starting small forward for the Utah Jazz currently?
Ace Bailey?
If you can't answer, if you can't answer, then yes, it's a great situation for him to walk right into. We know that the Jazz are in rebuilding mode, and Danny Ainge now has a player who coming into this season, it was a question between Ace Bailey, Cooper Flagg. Who was the best player? It would be a tough decision from many executives back then as who they would take at 1. Danny Ainge got a number 1 type talent at 5. He's done that multiple times, And the last time he did it, he got Jason Tatum at 3 and ends up being a NBA champion.
And think about it. The Jazz had the worst record in the league, and they fell as far as you possibly could, 4 spots to the 5th pick, yet potentially still could come away with the second best player in this draft. So it does show you how what might be misfortune could end up still being fortune if things work out. Do we have, first of all, let's shout out Rutgers, shall we?
Because we talked about 2 Duke guys in the top 4.
How about 2 Rutgers Scarlet Knights? First school in modern draft era to have multiple players taken in the top 5 after missing the NCAA tournament. So while they had talent, they did not have the on-court success, but still for Steve Pikiell and his program, Seth, this still is a feather in the cap.
It's absolutely huge. And look, this Rutgers team, they had injuries throughout the season where Ace was sat for a couple games and Dylan missed a couple games. So they lost that opportunity to get the continuity. And then the retention part of their roster, their inability to retain Omarui and what's the other wing player? That's the thing that hurt them. This guy's in his Rutgers colors, though.
Yeah,
right
he
here
is. All right, so Washington is on the clock. The pick is in. We'll get to that momentarily. But the man of the moment right now is Ace Bailey, who's joining us right now. And Ace, you have answered this question many times about your pre-draft process. Now that it is over, is there an exhale for you now that you know where you're going?
No, I always had an exhale. I mean, my main focus is just basketball. So I was focusing on basketball every day, so I was preparing myself for this journey. So I had a great team that was worried about the outside noise while I was focusing on the basketball part.
You talk about that great team. Let's talk about Coop. Let's talk about Eitan. These guys came and got you out of the hood in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
For sure.
Right? They have been family. This is not an agent. This is not representation. This is your family right here.
Yes, sir.
As you listen to your family come under fire by the national media for the last couple of weeks, does this validate you guys' process?
For sure. I mean, we just put our head down. AB, you work on the basketball part. I trust y'all enough because y'all more than just an agent, y'all family. So I know they're not going to do me the wrong way. They're going to look for the best thing, my best thing and interest for me. So I trusted them, and now look where we at.
Going to Utah, do you think that this is the best situation for you?
For sure, yes, sir.
What do you know about the Jazz? And have you even had any conversations with the Jazz? Maybe even at the Combine. Did you interview with them?
Yeah, I interviewed with them. Yeah, they got a great city. I mean, great city, great mountains. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff out there. I mean, the team, the coaches, they're going to push me to be the best I can be.
Ace, everybody talks about, your ability to score and the way you can impact. What jumps out at me, I don't want to overrate the numbers, the measure at the Combine.
Coach, if we can hold that thought 1 second, we have Adam Silver at the podium for the 6th pick of the draft.
With the 6th pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the Washington Wizards select Trey Johnson from the University of Texas.
Bobby Marks, player profile.
Trey Johnson, a prototypical wing with advanced scoring instincts. Johnson is a dynamic shooter with deep range and a quick release. He excels at creating space and moving without the ball. An underrated passer, Johnson is comfortable in pick-and-roll situations.
Now we'll break down that in a moment, but PJ, you were asking Ace Bailey a question.
Well, I know Ace watched the finals and watched all the talent that OKC has, but a lot of that talent is defensive talent. When I see your numbers from the Combine, I see the wingspan, I see you with averaging 2.3 steals and blocks during the year. Everybody talks about your scoring, but you can impact the game defensively when you get to the NBA, and you see how important that is watching these teams in the finals.
Yes, sir. It's very important. I mean, with me using my size, I can rebound, push the floor. So me just being a great defender, guarding the wings, putting pressure on the best guards, just my wingspan, me blocking shots on the perimeter from chase downs, from half size, helping all that, it plays a big effect.
Ace, I want you to tell everyone something else. We talk about youth. Please tell the world how old you are.
18.
Yeah. That's the part I don't think people look at. He's still 18 years old. He's not even 19 yet. So as we talk about improvement, this is a young man that is going to continue to elevate his game on both ends of the floor. Very happy for you,
Appreciate
my guy.
that, boss,
all right?
man.
And it's Arius Bailey. For the record.
And can I ask you before you leave, though, because we see a lot of emotion on nights like this internally. When Trey Johnson was announced as the pick for the Wizards, you applauded right away. What is that connection that you have there?
My pops grew up with his pops back in Texas, so me and Trey connected already. So just watching Trey, then it's a blessing. I've been with him, watching him grow, just all of us, everybody in here I'm cheering for because I know the hard work and the sacrifices it takes to get here.
Celebrating others' success, that's a good way to be a pro. Congratulations. Enjoy the night. Thanks for the time you gave us.
Appreciate that.
So, one piece of drama, fellas, is now off the table because there was some questions about where Ace Bailey would land. I'm not sure everybody thought Utah, but that's where he is. And he did mention they do have nice mountains in Salt Lake City.
One of the things that you get to see when you talk with Ace, and Seth had a great opportunity to do this at the Combine, his personality is off the charts. And so when you hear the commentary regarding everything over the last week or two, you have to take into consideration that when you get a chance to talk to this young man, as the Utah Jazz, as the Philadelphia 76ers and Charlotte Hornets all did at the Combine, you get a piece of this personality. And so you know that this is not a problem that you're bringing into your locker room. And I think that's the benefit of the doubt that Danny Ainge knows from his conversations along with him in Chicago at the Combine. He's not concerned about a workout because he understands the young man that they're bringing into their organization.
I think the biggest thing for me is he's lost in the game. That dude likes ball. I mean, he likes to be in the gym. I mean, while his people were taking care of everything else, he was working on his game. And when you get a guy that's in love with the game, loves to be in the gym, is not afraid to work, gets lost in the work, those are the guys that can be special and grow. And that's what I took away from watching him in some of those workouts on videos. I mean, he just wants a hoop, which is, you can't get better unless you're loving with the game.
Yeah, Corey said a couple important words. Danny Ainge has a great eye for talent. If Danny Ainge likes him, their program is going to like him, and he's going to get an opportunity to excel.
Well, somebody that they're going to love in Washington is joining us right now. He is the 6th pick of the draft. I'm going to get a headset on him in a moment.
Now, Alvin, here's the thing, right? You want to talk about a gym rat.
Trey Johnson.
This is a guy that normally, anytime you see him, he has a basketball in his hand. We have to take the basketball away from him at camp, but somehow or another, he still figures out a way to have a basketball in his hand, walking around the hotels, etc. So this is the first time I think I've seen you in the last 4 years, and you don't have a rock in your hand.
Trey, first and foremost, congratulations,
Thank
Seth, PJ, Corey. I'm Alan, and for you, I want you to know this. Before you came here, Ace Bailey was here. When your name was announced, he stopped what he was doing, and he clapped, and he had the biggest smile on his face as if it was his pick. It meant the world to me. He said, you guys, your dads knew each other in Texas. What does that mean for you to hear that on the night where this is the biggest night of his life, he's celebrating you?
It just means the brotherhood, especially with a lot of guys in the class. We most definitely had that brotherhood, I would say for sure. Those friendships just from competing hard on the court, but off the court, we still good friends. So that means a lot to me, most definitely.
If I say you remind me of Ray Allen, what do you say?
I think I would agree, most definitely. I most definitely can see that because that's somebody, especially that my pops, he saw, they kind of came up around the same era, so some of the same things he saw from him, that he got from him, he put into my game, and also the guy that I watched as well.
And I'm very careful with my comps because if I don't give a good comp, Corey kills me.
Yeah, he's under fire. He's under fire for that.
Trey, what are the things that you're going to need to improve upon to be a really good NBA player?
You said what I'm going to need to improve?
Yeah, what areas of your game do you need to improve? I know what a great shooter you are from the three and from the free throw line, your ability to score. But what are the things that you need to be better at to be successful in the NBA?
I for sure could become a better playmaker and also become a better two-way defender. I want to be a two-way guy so I can also improve on my defense as well. And then also with that leadership role, stepping into a locker room full of guys older than you, also finding my way and navigating my way as a leader as well.
Speaking of stepping into that locker room, getting an opportunity to go to Washington, in a place where you can get a lot of minutes early, how important was that to you throughout this draft process?
I wouldn't say, of course, me playing would mean a lot to me, but also just being somewhere where you can help contribute winning any way that is. So if the team was winning without me, I'm still fine with it not being my playing. But I just want to be somewhere where it's winning and somewhere where I'm helping out.
The number you wear, Trey, is special to you. Can you tell everybody what it's about?
It's about honoring my father, most definitely. How much he loved the game. He passed that along to me. My work ethic, everything. I wouldn't be here without him, most definitely. So I got to wear that number for him.
Got a chance to talk to your pops earlier today. I know he's extremely proud of you, as all your family. But when you look at this opportunity for you to move forward playing in the NBA, when did you realize that you had a chance to be able to do this?
I say around that COVID time, going into my freshman year, I think I had a pretty good shot.
I'm sorry if I could just interrupt. Adam Silver at the podium. 1 second.
2025 NBA Draft. The New Orleans Pelicans select Jeremiah Fears from the University of Oklahoma.
All right, we will get to the Pelicans pick momentarily, but we continue with Trey Johnson. I'm sorry, you can finish your thought.
With Trey, with just that part, talking about when you knew that you had an opportunity to be sitting here today.
But around that COVID time, my freshman year, I kind of used COVID as a gap to fill the gap between anybody that people thought was ahead of me, thought I was better than me, just filling that gap as a player in my mindset. And I feel like after when I came out of COVID, I was a whole different player from before.
I want to know where you got the outfit from, because that's a big-time outfit right there.
It's a black-owned group out of New York in the Bronx called Fedu. And most definitely, them guys helped me out.
The guys from the Bronx. Way to go.
It is clean. You got to hook me up with them. I got to get involved there.
I'm not sure you wear that on Get Up.
I will wear that on Get Up.
Yes, sir.
One thing about Trey, he's always going to have his shorts ready to hoop. One thing for certain.
Most definitely.
He can go right now. He take the tie off and go get 30.
When he got to take the tie off.
Congratulations, Trey. Enjoy the night.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
And get me that company.
I got you.
In the summer, you need some shorts. All right, we continue here at the Barclays Center at the NBA Draft. We're 7 picks in now. As we were talking with Trey Johnson, the New Orleans Pelicans, who have made some interesting moves. They traded for Jordan Poole just a couple of days ago. Jeremiah Fears is the pick there at 7. How do we feel about that, Corey?
I think it was best available. And again, Jeremiah Fears, who was talked about in that top 5, Utah was thrown around a lot. And I believe with Ace Bailey being available to Utah really changed things in this draft. I was expecting to see the Pelicans go with a big like Kama Malawach or even Derek Queen. But Jeremiah Fears to Joe Dumars, Troy Weaver, he was the best available at that point. And again, we all know that anybody can always use help in that guard position, especially guys that can go get a bucket.
And they got another pick at 23, so, maybe there's somebody there that they thought they could address the size thing a little bit later in the first round.
All right, the host team is on the clock, the Brooklyn Nets. We now pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the 2025 NBA Draft on ESPN Radio, presented by ZipRecruiter. Back here at the Barclays Center, the 2025 NBA Draft on ESPN Radio with Corey Alexander, PJ Carlissimo, and Seth Greenberg. I'm Alan Hahn. The Brooklyn Nets are on the clock with the 8th pick in the draft. They have 5 first-round picks. And, Seth, it sounds like they're keeping all of them, which would end up being a draft record.
Would be a draft record. And I'll tell you what, if Kama Malawach drops to that, obviously, 8th position.
Huge.
All right, that is absolutely a huge opportunity for the Nets because that guy, you talk about upside as a rim runner, as a rim protector, as a guy who's switchable in a ball screen in short clock situations, who also can step out and shoot it. That would be a huge opportunity for the Nets and a great centerpiece. But, Jeremiah Fears, to me, he's 18 years old. We forget how young these talented players are. He's 18 years old, and he is shifty and dynamic with the ball as any player I've seen in the NBA since Kyrie Irving.
Baby. Now, Jeremiah Fears joins us right now. They're carrying lighting around him for the TV cameras. I don't think we need it.
A lot of bling right there now.
Is glowing right now. And Jeremiah, first and foremost, congratulations. I'm Alan, that's Seth, PJ, and Corey. And first and foremost, how does this feel, and how does the New Orleans Pelicans fit for you?
Man, it feels great. Finally hearing my name called is an opportunity of a lifetime. So just taking advantage of the opportunity and know what I got. It's more to do. Continue to keep working and keep putting one foot in front of the other.
You're going with the Sooner colors, I see right there.
Yes, sir.
A little representation.
Yes, sir.
When I watched you play as an 18-year-old, Coach handed you the basketball and said, go and play and go make plays. The more I watched you, I said, you know what, that looks like a young Kyrie Irving. What do you say?
I would tend to agree. It's somebody I kind of watched a lot growing up, so I tried to model my game after him. And just watching certain moves and the way he kind of pick his angles and pick his spots as well is something that I took from him.
Jeremiah, Corey, and I, the last couple of weeks, we've been doing the finals. I'm sure you watched. You had your adopted hometown team right there, OKC. What did you pick up, like watching these guys play, particularly at that level, the teams that get to the conference finals and the finals? Like, what are you thinking about, like, watching them play? Like, what do I need to do to be there someday?
Really just watching the point guard position. I feel like the point guard is the most important position on the court. So just continuing to watch them and kind of figure out what's going through their head in certain situations and certain opportunities. And the well-connected team, I think, was obviously Oklahoma because they got the job done. So they'll probably be the biggest thing for me, keeping the team connected and continue to bring my leadership.
For you always had someone to look up to and compete against in your big brother, right? Your dad is in better shape probably than you are even right now, so he's really put a lot of work in with you. How much of an advantage has it been to have those guys leading you and getting you to this point today?
It's been great. Just having somebody that I can go against and somebody that's going to give me the good with the bad and not just give me all the good is definitely something special, and I'm just going to continue to show them guys that I'm thankful for them, and I'm blessed for them to put me in this opportunity.
Along with Cooper Flagg, you're another guy that's here early. You reclassed up and skipped your senior high school to get to this point, so you're going into the NBA a little bit earlier than anticipated. Was this the overall plan when you decided I can move up, not play high school basketball, and go dominate college?
Yes, this was definitely the plan. The plan was to move up and continue to get better and trust myself and believe in the work I put in, and this was definitely one of my goals at the top of the list.
Last summer you were playing EYBL.
Yes, sir.
This summer you're playing in the Summer League, in the NBA.
2 summers ago I was taking his phone.
I mean, how do you process that? I mean, you were playing in Peach Jam a summer ago.
I'm really just continuing to focus on the main thing, and that was getting to the next level and playing against some of the vets and Hall of Famers that's about to be put into the Hall of Fame, like guys like LeBron and Kevin Durant. So continue to put in my work and just trust my work as well. It took me a long way.
Congratulations. Big
As
time,
they
man.
say, no fears. Congratulations. Welcome to the NBA. Thanks for the time.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
All right, Jeremiah Fears going to we go to the podium right now. Adam Silver with the home team, the Brooklyn Nets, at number 8.
With the 8th pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the Brooklyn Nets select Yegor Demin from Moscow and Brigham Young University.
Bobby Marks, player profile.
Yegor Demin. Demin has a rare combination of size, vision, and playmaking ability. The 6'8 freshman from BYU is a gifted passer who sees over the top of defenses, a fluid ball handler who changes speeds to manipulate defenders, a versatile defender with length and solid instincts.
Okay, I have raised eyebrows sitting next to me from several of our panel. We have a lot to discuss. We will do that coming up. The NBA Draft on ESPN Radio and ESPN app is presented by ZipRecruiter.
Hi, I'm Dorina, co-founder of OpenPhone. My dad is a business owner, and growing up, he always kept his ringtone super loud so he'd never miss a customer call. OpenPhone gives your team business phone numbers to call and text all in one shared workspace, and our AI agent answers 24/7 so you never miss a customer. Over 60,000 businesses use OpenPhone. Get 20% off at openphone.com/radio. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers.
When it's time to scale your business, it's time for Shopify. Get everything you need to grow the way you want. Like, all the way. Stack more sales with the best converting checkout on the planet. Track your cha-chings from every channel, right in one spot. And turn real-time reporting into big-time opportunities. Take your business to a whole new level. Switch to Shopify. Start your free trial today.
Here's a question. Have you ever been prescribed a medication? Most likely, yes. Well, what about this question? Did you understand how it worked? The way your medication works in your body shouldn't be a mystery. Learn how Vyvgart, Efgartigimod Alpha FCAB works by visiting Vyvgart.com/MOA. That's VYVGART.com/MOA. Brought to you by argenx.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
You're listening to the NBA Draft on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Back here in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center, where Nets fans are saying, forget about it. The 8th pick of the draft, Yegor Demin. A bit of a surprise. I've got raised eyebrows around me. We will break all of that down, but Yegor's going to join us here right now and let him enjoy this night and this moment. The headset is on. The Nets hat is on his head. And Yegor, first and foremost, it's Corey, that's PJ, that's Seth, I'm Alan. Congratulations. When you were getting ready for this draft, were the Nets a team that was on your radar?
100%. Obviously, knowing the history for Nets having Russian players in the past, for me it was a great place to be. And obviously, I didn't care where to go. It's a blessing to be here already, and I'm just super grateful for them to choosing me.
Did you work out with the Nets, and what do you think you can bring to this organization?
I just think it's super athletic, super young team, and I can bring a lot more outlets as a head of the offense, and I can make my teammates a better looks and easier points and just easier organization in general.
Yegor, people always say that, you look for both. You look to score, you look to pass, but it really isn't that way. You look to pass first. When did that start? Like, you enjoy passing the ball more, involving your teammates, even more than scoring points?
I will say I'm looking to win, and I'm doing what I think is the right decision. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the right decision on the court. That's who I am.
I love when you said the history of the Nets with Russian players. Okay, so I already have the guy in mind that I'm thinking, but who do you think of first when you talk about Russian players with the Nets?
Sergei Karasov.
Okay.
He was drafted. Also, Timofey Mozgov, I'm pretty sure he was playing for Nets. And that's a pretty big players.
Agreed. Now, who do you watch and have help you develop your game as you come to the United States first to go to BYU, and now as you enter into the NBA?
Well, I have 5 players I'm studying the most, current players. Obviously, Luka and Shai is like an overall type of player that I'm trying to be with the usage of a pick and roll as much as they have. And other 3 guys is Franz Wagner, Danny Avdia, and Kay Cunningham.
Certainly fits exactly the body type and also the style of play. Yegor, enjoy this night. You're home. This is home for you going forward. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for giving us the time.
Thank you, guys.
All right. As you hear the chimes, the pick is in. The Raptors are on the clock. Keep in mind, the Nets made the 8th pick. They still have 4 more first-round picks to make. Also, keep in mind, they have $45 million in cap space to use as well this offseason. But before, as we wait on the Raptors pick, when that pick was made, gentlemen, you all turned my way with raised eyebrows. We also saw some Net fans in the crowd reacting as typical New Yorkers do when they're confused by the home team's draft. Seth, what made you raise your eyebrows with this pick?
He's a very talented 6'9" play starter, playmaker, sees over the defense, and is really skilled and talented with a high basketball IQ. But Kama Malawach is a difference maker in this league. He's a young player that can impact the game so many different ways, running the floor, getting to the offensive players, protecting in front of the rim as a lob threat, and his upside is absolutely incredible. So I was shocked. I thought that was a gift to the Nets at number 8.
I agree, but at number 9 is no way Masai Ujiri passes on Kama Malawach. When you consider with the Raptors up next, picking at 9, I can't see Malawach going past this pick.
Coach, in some situations, PJ, a team might have a different idea when it comes to a player that fits the way they want to play. And the way the net, you saw the net, they're an up and down team. They had good moments, and of course they did look young many times as well. They are trying to rebuild and trying to reset this franchise after moving on from the Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant era. Is this simply just for them? They saw a fit that might have been better than adding a center.
Well, I think that, and you never know. When a team has 5 picks, sometimes they draft for someone else. You never know.
And here's Adam Silver with the
Raptors.
Raptors.
With the 9th pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the Toronto Raptors select Colin Murray Boyles from the University of South Carolina.
Bobby Marks, player profile.
Colin Murray Boyles, a strong playmaking wing with a versatile game. Murray Boyles is a elite defender with outstanding length and instincts, a tenacious rebounder with quick hands and good timing, a willing and accurate passer who makes the smart reads.
Well, Malawak drops a little more, but Seth Greenberg, Colin Murray Boyles is someone near and dear to your heart.
Yeah, he's got a little Anthony Mason in him. He's got a little Draymond Green in him. He is a physical, tough, 6-foot left-hander, plays off the elbow, plays on the baseline, a relentless rebounder with a really good feel, doesn't really step out and knock down threes, but a fiercely competitive, undersized 4. And in the new NBA, he fits that mold. But terrific defender, very good passer, and relentless competitive spirit.
6'7", about 240. He's listed as, I don't know if that's undersized in today's NBA at the 4. It does sound it, but.
Well, he's got a 7-foot wingspan, so that helps. Whatever size you are, when your wingspan is 7 foot, that's a little bit different. And when you read about him, 3 words keep coming up: deflections, blocks, and steals. Yes. So a lot of coaches, that's going to be very attractive to them. You put a guy on the floor that impacts the game in another way. You know, it's lovely to have 5 scores, but it's also nice to have some people that play defense and do the other things. And Colin does those things very well.
I love Colin Murray Boyles. He was actually in my group at the Nike Academy last summer. And yes, Coach, I was actually working with the big guys, believe it or not. And I love him, and I think he is going to be a very good pro. But it takes a lot, and you guys know I talk a lot, and it takes a lot to make me speechless. I just watched Kelly Flagg go over and hug Kama Malawach because I believe that Rich Paul, Kama Malawach, they're just as shocked right now as we are, the fact that he is still available. And again, as each pick goes on and he's not taken, this becomes even more interesting that you have that level of talent who has not been drafted.
Paul Pierce
well, guess
dropped.
what?
Paul Pierce dropped to number 10.
Well, no, but just think about how this could be setting up for a franchise that desperately needs size. The Phoenix Suns have their pick back at 10. The Rockets are on the board because that trade is not official yet with Kevin Durant. The Suns have that pick, though, eventually. Would that not be, for them at least, the perfect ending to a trade that some people thought was very one-sided?
I think it absolutely can be. No question about that. And when you look at it, you start to question, is there a deal that has been made? I mean, again, this happens all the time, but as PJ just said, Paul Pierce went 10. You can be a great player going at 10. Cason Wallace went 10, who just won a championship and was traded for 12 in Derek Lively, who was in the finals a season ago. So you can absolutely get talent, a tremendous talent at this point. But with such a need for so many different teams up front, that's why it's shocking to me to see that Malawach is still here and absolutely take nothing away from the young men who have been drafted in front of him, because they've all put in the work and deserve to be drafted in the positions that they have been.
All right, let's drill down a little more, though, on the Rockets situation. They are on the board. The proposed trade, however, for Kevin Durant sends this 10th pick back to Phoenix. It was their original pick, but they really didn't. Jalen Green was a former number 2 pick. That is certainly a pick that a player that didn't feel like a value to them anymore of their young players. And it's going to set up for a very interesting next move. But in the meantime, let's take a moment here and congratulate as we bring in Colin Murray Boyles. Having words here with Corey Alexander. Natalie dressed in a pinstripe suit. Very good look there. Colin, congratulations. I'm Alan, that's Seth, PJ, and you know Corey already. So what were you just saying to Corey Alexander? Because clearly there's an exchange we need to get deeper into.
I was just at the Nike Academy camp with him last summer.
Again, I told you I coached the big guys, believe it or not. But we sat at the table on your exit meeting, and I told you then, you'll be here. It was simply about getting yourself in better shape. You were coming off an injury, so you had to get in better shape. But the way that you played, you would absolutely be here sooner than later. And here you are now. What are we, 9 months later? And here we are talking with you as the number 9 pick in the NBA draft.
Yeah, surreal feeling. Thanks for you being there, of course. Thank you, for sure.
Colin, tell me, your game, you play both ends of the floor. That's something you've always done. When people talk about how competitive you are and what you do, did you think, good chance I'm going to end up in Toronto? You worked out for them. Is this a place you thought maybe you would be?
Yeah, this is my first workout. The way they play, how fast they play, the young group they have, it's everything that I see myself raising, and feel like we'll be a really good team next year. The physicality will go up for me just being there and playing my hardest, so really ready to give them all I got for sure.
I'll tell you one thing, this guy, he's a dog. Like, this dude just competes. He doesn't care. Ball goes up, he's going to fetch it. He's going to get a deflection. He's going to run down a 50-50 ball. But what is your skill set that you can bring to the Raptors? Because I think people put you in a small box.
Yep.
I say you're kind of like a little bit like a Draymond Green, a guy that you don't even know, Anthony Mason, who played for the Knicks. But how do you describe your game?
Versatile. That's my whole game is the amount of versatility that I have, and my defensive awareness and how hard I play on defense, my physicality and my strength, especially for somebody with long arms, and being able to guard most positions is something that really got me to this point. So that heart and that chip on my shoulder that I had from being a South Carolina kid, it's gonna lift me this whole time. So really thankful for it.
Congratulations.
Despite the coaching of a guard trying to teach a big man how to play.
I know he never threw passes with him.
He's the number 9 pick. It worked out.
Yeah, it worked out, man.
Keep that chip.
It did. Congratulations and enjoy this night. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, man.
All right, again, Colin Murray-Boyles going to Toronto. And the Houston Rockets are on the clock. The pick is in. Now, again, the proposed trade, Kevin Durant going to Houston. That means this pick is part of the deal that went back to the Suns. Originally, this was the Suns' pick. They get it back. And is there now opportunity here for the Rockets to fill an area of need that they have had over the last couple of years? Here's Adam Silver.
With the 10th pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the Houston Rockets select Kaman Malawach from Rumbek, South Sudan, the NBA Academy Africa in Senegal, and Duke University.
Bobby Marks, player profile.
Kaman Malawach, a long, mobile center with elite defensive tools, a defensive anchor with superb timing and instincts. He's a lob threat with solid hands and the ability to finish in traffic. Malawach plays with a high motor and is a hard-nosed competitor.
Now, again, Malawach is going to have a Rockets hat on his head. But to remind everyone, this 10th pick is part of a proposed trade of Kevin Durant from the Phoenix Suns to the Houston Rockets, and that pick going back to the Suns. So he will be a Phoenix Sun when all is said and done. That team resume is brought to you by ZipRecruiter. If you need to hire for your business in 2025 and want an easier way to find qualified candidates, use ZipRecruiter. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. Well, he had to wait a couple of picks, maybe longer than we thought. But Corey, PJ, Seth, how do we like the fit, though, potentially in Phoenix?
I love it, because what you do is you give Devin Booker a lob threat, a defender at the rim, and Kaman Malawach has the ability to shoot the three and shoot it well. He put on a show in his clutch performance in his workouts, shooting the basketball. All the GMs, all the execs came back raving about how well he shot the basketball. He's only going to get better doing that, but what he does naturally, and by playing for John Shire, he is now able to switch defensively. And so that's definitely going to help him at the NBA level.
Yeah, the thing that he's special, I mean, he's an NBA Academy guy. I've been involved in the Academy for a long time. Met Kaman when he was not even had turned 16 yet in the NBA Academy Africa over in Senegal. And this is a guy, a young guy, who continues to get better. He was a much better player at the end of his first year at Duke than he was when he got there in September, October. And I know he's somebody that set this scene, play an awful lot. The ceiling for Kaman Malawach is unlimited. How good a player he can be. You heard Corey talk about the three-point shooting. There's parts of his game that are going to continue to improve because he's a great worker and he's got fantastic skill set to begin with.
Now, again, center has been an area of need for the Phoenix Suns. They get Kaman Malawach right here with the 10th pick eventually after the KD trade. But ESPN senior NBA insider Shams Charania reporting that the Hornets are trading another Mark Williams to the Suns for the 29th pick tonight and a 2029 first-round pick. So an area of need for the Suns now filled with not only one young center, but also Mark Williams as well. So the Suns wasting no time getting a center. And if you're Kevin Durant, you're going, really? Now that I'm gone, you finally get what we needed?
And two competitive guys. I mean, two highly competitive. This guy's going to be an all-star. This guy's going to impact the game in a lot of different ways. What a great foundation piece for the Phoenix Suns.
I am in 100% agreement, but when you look at that, and remember they also have Nick Richards. So they traded for Nick Richards last year from Charlotte. So now you've got three centers on the roster. And again, as we dive deeper into this, you know who Malawach is represented by. Rich Paul, who happens to be the best friend of one LeBron James, who plays for the Los Angeles Lakers, who need a center.
You love the conspiracy.
I'm just telling you right now. As this one goes along, it's going to be interesting to see which of these three centers truly, because we know Mark Williams isn't going to L.A.
Right. They already tried that.
We know that part is not going to happen.
Return to sender, yes.
Right. But now, and part of what I was talking about early in this draft, the reason you take Malawach is because he is one of one in this draft. There's no one else like him in this draft. What other 7-footers defend the rim, shoot the three, and athletically can guard switches as he does? And so coming from Duke, where you have to have a coach that played at Duke, there could be some symmetry to that.
Let me ask you this. You say that, where is he going? But the Lakers, what do they have? I mean,
Dalton Knecht.
Right. Yeah, but
that's what
Dalton
they have.
Knecht is a terrific offensive player potentially. But if you look at what Phoenix wants to, they need to get tougher. They need to get more competitive. Dalton Knecht offensively one side, but defensively he's a liability.
You've got Jared Vanderbilt. You've got Rui Hachimura. You've got a number of pieces with the Lakers that can absolutely make a deal. And one place that you can consider that Brad Beal may waive his trade clause to go would be to the Lakers.
I love when you guys turn into general managers. This
I'm
is
not
exactly
touching
what
that
makes
one.
these nights so much fun.
I play one on the radio.
You know the one guy who's
and we live
sat
for
in
this
that
on the
room?
radio, Corey.
He's quiet for a reason.
I don't care where. He's a great kid. He's
Yeah.
drafted. He's the third Duke player. They have a 1, a 4,
Right.
and a 10.
Right.
Unbelievable. John Shire and his program. Kaman has worked so hard for this, and wherever he ends up, he's going to be a great addition to that team.
100%.
All right, so right now, as we wait for Kaman to join us, and he's going to come over here in a moment, and he was very emotional. The 11th pick in the draft for now is the Portland Trailblazers, who are on the clock.
I was so impressed watching Common and PJ. You said it. I was there early in the season watching him practice. I was there middle of the season watching him practice. Every time I watched him, he did something that kind of caught my attention, and he absolutely is an incredible teammate.
Kaman Malawach now working his way over here to us. We're going to get a headset on him. He's got the Rockets hat on. And come on, before we start with you, let's go to the commissioner with an announcement.
We have a trade to announce. As part of a deal to be finalized later, the Houston Rockets are trading to the Phoenix Suns the draft rights to Kaman Malawach, the 10th pick. And now, with the 11th pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the Portland Trail Blazers select Cedric Coward from Washington State University.
We will get to Cedric Coward, but Kaman Malawach joins us right now. We need to get you a new hat.
Oh, yeah.
Because that one says Rockets.
That's okay. You can wear that for now. You can wear that for now. You got about a week or two to wear that. You'll wear a different uniform in Summer League, though.
But congratulations. We've seen a lot of emotion on nights like this. You were very emotional. Yeah. What was going through your mind now? We were surprised you went as late as you did. I'm sure some of that was in the emotions, but what were you thinking when you heard your name finally at number 10?
I was just thinking about all my friends, my family, all the people that supported me and the people who pushed me to be here today. I'm thinking about my NBA Academy brothers. Thank you.
Oh, we're making the hat switch right now, everybody. This is great radio. Rockets hat off, Suns hat on. It is unofficially official.
We'll get Kaman straightened out here.
There we go.
Yeah, I thought about my NBA Academy brothers, the people that pushed me, everybody in the academy. Thinking about my national team, my family, my best friends back home, and whoever sacrificed anything for me to be in this position, because it takes a lot to be here.
It certainly does, but it also takes you doing an enormous amount of work and growing up in South Sudan.
Yeah.
Take our listeners back. Come on, when you were a young guy at Salih, at NBA Academy Africa, and I know so many of the guys that work with you tonight are here, Eugene and Brian Cardinal and Greg Colucci and Andrew, all the people that work with that. Did you dream about this? That's part of the academy thing, to work with you, and that's the goal that some of the players, the elite players, are going to get here someday. Yeah. When did you really believe this is possible for me to be in the NBA?
I believe that when I went to the academy, they showed me my full potential. They told me the play I can turn into one. They told me dreams come to reality, because they told me if you put in the hard work and you take the right steps, you're going to be there in the next 4 years. And I was like, wow. And I was like, if this is what I need to do for the next 4 years for me to be in the NBA, I'll do it every day. And that's what I did.
You certainly did. Talk also about your decision to go to Duke and how good was Duke for you.
Duke had so much impact in my career. Dove had so much impact. Duke was there for me as a family. And coming to America, that's what I needed. I needed family, just like the NBA Academy Africa. I came to Duke, and it was a hard transition for me, but they made it easier because the brotherhood had my back. My teammates had my back, and they supported me in every way.
This guy here got a little emotional when you got selected. He had a smile on his face. He was so excited for you because of that experience.
He's my guy.
It's my guy. I've known him since I've known him since I was young. I remember one time I lost the game, and he told me you'll be fine. And fast forward, now it's 4 years, and I'm seeing him here.
Of all the players I watched this past year, I enjoyed watching your growth almost more than any other player.